We doing video reviews, right? I don't know why that was skipping like that. It was kind of odd. It played through just fine. So, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Good evening. Hope everyone's good there. It had been a while since we did a live, so we thought it's time, right? Time to
Yeah.
do a live. We've been busy. We've been doing a bunch of tour groups, taking some friends and stuff around to some islands that they've never been to. We started off with Camotes, then went to Bohol, then just got
And
back from
then
Bantayan.
Bantayan.
So all the videos are coming on that. I'm obviously behind. I just put out a video last night with Camotes Island. So next up will be Bohol. And really the idea with Bohol videos is, I get this kind of question a lot, or scenario comes up a lot where a guy's here. It's like, man, I've been in Cebu City now for a couple of weeks. I'm looking for something to do. What's an easy trip that I can do? So the Bohol video series is really about that. It's for the kind of the new guy that's here in Cebu City who just constantly want to get out. Maybe you're on a vacation, you want to do something touristy. Bohol is a great option for that. So stay tuned for those video series. Add stage. 1 second, guys. Osmo Pocket audio. Okay, I don't know what happened. Is it still on Facebook?
Mm.
Okay, looks like we're back. Guys, I don't know what happened, but it just cut out. So periodically, I do need to reset the camera, but StreamYard just kind of crashed for a second. So sorry about that. Looks like we're back up and going, but yeah, the whole series is kind of where I left off in my train of thought in that. Really just kind of the new guy perspective on the Bohol series. Really want to get you guys some content on that. And so that way when you're here, if you want to do something touristy and something easy to do, like you anyone can just hop on a ferry and go to Bohol and get kind of picked up and really just kind of walk you through that whole process. And then just really have fun stuff to do. We did the riverboat cruise, we did the
Yes.
chocolate hills, we saw butterflies and
Tertiary.
yeah, tertiary.
Snakes.
I'm back up on Facebook, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Sorry about the glitch there. StreamYard just came up and said, "Hey, technical difficulties and failed." So I don't know. Anyways, we just relaunched it. But yeah, anything else? Any other kind of announcements? Yeah, Mary Rose obviously here. She's going to be in town for the next probably 6 weeks, roughly. She's doing an internship in an accounting firm here in Cebu City through her industrial engineering school. So she's got, I think, what 240 something hours is a requirement.
240.
Yeah, so a little bit of requirement on that. So she'll be here for a while and then back probably August or so to finish up her last year there and bump on up to university. So I think that's kind of the only thing. I got some medical stuff. I when I was in Bantan Island, I had still water in my ears, so I'm checking out the medical system, and so yeah, that's been going well. I signed up for a health insurance program called MaxiCare, so I've been experimenting with that, doing a bunch of lab work through there, and doing a bunch of tests. So yeah, kind of experimenting with the medical stuff too is another thing that's kind of been going on. So yeah, that's kind of all the announcements and all the stuff I can think of. Let's get to it. See what we got going on. Yes, the happy couple, new couple, right? Still in the honeymoon phase. We're getting out of there. We share bathrooms now, right? But yeah, I mean, it's still new, a couple months. We're having fun though. Really enjoying kind of getting to know each other and hanging out. And yeah, it's been great. It's been great. Hope you guys are good there too. Watching the beautiful Winnipeg. Yeah, watching from beautiful Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Yeah, beautiful, man. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Lots of guys from Canada I meet, talk with, watch the channel. Yeah, yeah, good for you. Good for you up there. Hope all is well. Yes, doing movie reviews now, right? Hey, Mike, how you doing, brother? Yeah, so that was the footage there was from Camotes riding to Bukalet Cave. Actually forgot to pull the camera up, so the rear footage it wasn't that good. I can only angle out the back. Normally I like to that rear camera. I like to kind of do that that view there. But anyways, but yeah, that's where that footage came from. Jack, where are you? Where's Jack? Oh, me? If I'm Jack, I'm in Cebu City. Right now I'm in Cebu City. Like I said, we've just done a bunch of trips to Camotes. We did a bunch of trips to, let's check here. Yeah, just did a bunch of trips to Camotes, Bohol, and now we're kind of planted here in Cebu City for a while. Probably get back to Leyte. I'm suspecting in August or September when she goes back. And then I'm looking to do a trip to Vietnam with some friends in September out to Da Nang. Maybe do a couple days in KL and then do a couple days in Vietnam. So yeah, it's kind of, but for now, pretty much here. But I mean, it's day by day. It's the beauty of the life, honestly, here in the Philippines. It's day by day, and it's so cool, right? You just kind of, what do I want to do today, right? It's just, I love it. I love that way of being. Good morning from cloudy Batangas. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's actually a little bit overcast here too. The dry season's over, and you know, I've kind of shared this a couple times before in some videos. I'm really new to the weather here in Cebu, and I guess we experienced some really severe dry season, over the past several months, and now we're starting to see a little more of that rain. Things are starting to green up, but it was really brown. It was interesting to see that, and I guess as far as dry seasons go, it was one of the more drier seasons that they've had in a good decade. So it's nice to see a little more moisture coming along. Yes, hey, Martin. Good morning, brother. Hope all is good there. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for your heads up, too, on the condo in the area. I can't remember what the heck name of that place was anyways. I'm actually looking at that place, too. It's right next door. It's really close. And they're pretty inexpensive here in the hub. So once you get out of those foreigner bubbles, right outside of IT Park and the business park, you can save a couple bucks. So I remember when I looked at the prices there in Marketplace, they ranged from I think 10,000 to 15,000. So it's pretty cheap. What's up, Craig? How's life in North Carolina? You good? Yeah, hope all is good there. We got June. We got in the middle of summer. I've gotten my Alexa devices are still hooked up to Broomfield, Colorado, and so I get all the weather alerts and stuff like that for there, and I was getting air quality alerts, so they must be pretty warm over there. I hope you're doing good in the Carolinas, Kevin.
Yeah.
What's up, brother? And I hope you're doing good. I hope you've reset back to life. Yeah, we're in Ventine Island. I know one of your favorite places, so but hope you're good, brother. What are you saying here? There they are. What are you guys up to? See you again in September. All right, good. Yeah, we'll be here, man. September. Yeah, I'm thinking might do a trip out, probably back out to Leyte for her, for kind of back and forth. So my lease here is through February, so I'll be in Cebu through February, and really, kind of what I envision is keeping a place here in Cebu City, and then have a place over there in Palawan, and honestly, maybe build over in Palawan. It's new and that kind of deal as far as that, but I really, really, really like Leyte. I like Southern Leyte. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So far on my motorcycle riding, it's my favorite by far. Like nothing's even close. So I'm really excited about being there. And, there's just a lot of that Ormoc region, man. I'm telling you guys, not a lot of people talk about it from what I remember, when I was researching places to be in Cebu. But man, that Ormoc region, I'm just a big, big fan. I like how easy it is to get from Cebu City. You get a 3-hour fast craft and you're there. So it's so much more easier to get to than Dumaguete from here. And it's got a small town vibe, but it's a bigger town. It's much bigger than Dumaguete. I'm a big fan of Leyte and that whole region. It's just absolutely beautiful, breathtaking, friendly, safe. So yeah, man, looking forward to you coming back, man. And we'll be around wherever we're at. You'll either come to us or we'll find you. So don't worry about that. Yes, Jack Tripper. What's up, man? Jack Tripper was a character from a really popular 70s, 80s TV show, Three's Company. It's a really good show, about a guy who's living with 2 girls and he pretends to be gay so he can live there. It's hilarious. And he had died, but I don't even know, forever ago now, I guess, right? But just really good acting, really good show. Yes, Craig. I'll be visiting Cebu in August. Yeah, I can't wait. Look us up, man. Look us up. So if you're not already, take a look at the Carefree Chris community group. It is where I schedule all my meetups, all the events, all the stuff we're going to be doing, group rides, dinners, Christmas dinners, Thanksgiving dinners, all that stuff. I just kind of coordinate through there. So consider there's a link in pretty much all my videos. I think there's links in the lives too, but all my videos, there's a link to the Facebook group. There are some requirements like you can't have a new profile and things like that. And we do kind of look at the profiles to make sure that it's just not a whatever. And the thing about the group too is we're generous with each other. We don't really tolerate bullying or anything like that. We kick people out. So just as a heads up, but look to join the group, because it is a good way if you're here in town for us to interact and for us to kind of meet up, because I post all the meetups and stuff there, and we do stuff almost weekly. I would say too, IT Park, Starbucks, the Starbucks Reserve. Crap, if I'm in town, I'm in there 3 days a week, just because I'll go in either before the gym or after the gym, meet, excuse me, friends and stuff out there. So, but anyways, yeah, man, yeah, good luck. Yeah, it's a good trip, man. It'll be fun. Yes, he gone. Yes, yes, yeah. A little technical difficulties. Yeah, it said whatchamacall. StreamYard had a technical difficulty and just kind of shut down. So, anyways, got to back up. I do suspect my camera will go offline. It did the last couple of lives where it went offline and came back on. So it's just a quick reset. But I think the image quality is a lot better on this from the Osmo, the Pocket 3, than shooting from the yeah. Let's just look really quick. I'll show you. Camera, FaceTime. Yeah. I like that camera better. But anyways, what I did notice though, it has a tendency to kind of go out. So I just kind of go back in the settings and reset it. But yeah, it's a little bit of a brownout. Technical difficulties. Yes, back. S&P. What's S&P? S&P 500? Where is your beautiful sidekick from? I need one of those. Where are you from, girl? Go ahead.
I'm from Palompon, Leyte.
Palompon, Leyte. So you know what? Let's talk about that. Oh, I had all that stuff up and then I had to reset. Let's preset, share screen. Anytime I'm talking about an area, I really like to kind of show you guys. So here we are. That's Cebu City right here, and then Leyte is over here in this region. Over here in this region. And here's Ormoc, what I was talking about before. Like I said, really big fan. Gosh, it's so easy to get to, guys. It really is. A quick 3-hour ferry from Cebu and you're there. Palompon is where Mary Rose is from. Really small town. Yeah. I think I Googled close to, I think 65,000 was the population. But I mean, the riding here is just gorgeous. All along this coast is beautiful. Billy Ron, also just to the north, is gorgeous. That's maybe a couple hours away. So just really, really good riding. I'm also looking at this road right here is what I'm really looking forward to ride, which is Bye-Bye to So Good. I mean, just look at that, guys. Look at that, how twisty that is. The Angus Bridge, which is one of the larger suspension bridges, is also in that road. So, but yeah, to answer your question, she is from Southern Leyte. She is a Leteña, and she is from this area right here, Palompon. Really beautiful. It's actually more towards here. And then where's that little island at? Calamagan. We went out to that island, did some videos. Looking to do a lot more in Palompon, honestly, and kind of be out there with her. She gets back into school. And then, but really, I like this idea of tour stuff. I kind of taking guys around and show you guys stuff, either motorcycle or whatnot. Maybe even go out to the island. Maybe even build out a base there in Palompon. Have some places for guys to stay and that kind of deal. So, yeah, really kind of excited about all of it. But that is where Mary Rose. It's where Mr. It's where Mr. No, Mr. All right, she doesn't like Mr. Go figure, right? That is where Mary Rose is from. Yes, Bohol is just a bus ride too. Yeah, yeah. Bohol is in far south. Not bad. I've been to Bohol once. I didn't really like it that much. I mean, it was okay. I think Mobile is mostly known for the sardines and the diving and stuff like that. But honestly, I like Bohol so much more. That Napaline Reef, I haven't done that video, but that's coming up. The Napaline Reef that I'm gonna get ready to show you guys, it's just gorgeous, and the sardines are right there. I mean, you just walk off and there they are. So I'm much more a fan of Bohol and the kind of the stuff that's there for me than I am Mobile. And it's kind of a little bit of a pain to get to from Cebu. I mean, yeah, you could take the bus, but it's not a very scenic ride. It takes you a while to even get out of the Cebu area. But yeah, no, in Malbal, Oslo, all of that stuff. I really do want to explore a little more of southern Cebu, though. I feel like I really haven't kind of been around that too much. But yeah, Malbal is there. That bug is still on the shiny head. How's it going, Mike? Hope you're good there, man.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No worries, man. I've started streaming to both, and one of the things too that I'm looking to do, I'm just leaving these live streams up on Facebook. I do have it. I take them down a little bit from YouTube just because I don't like how it'll put them at the end of my videos. But anyways, I do keep them up on Facebook, so I'm streaming to both platforms. Yes. Good morning, guys. Watching from Grafton, Ontario, Canada. Yeah, beautiful, man. Yeah, yeah, nice. Hello from Calgary. It's only 9 degrees Celsius here. Wow. Yeah, we got 79 degrees right now, so a little bit overcast, but not bad. The weather here's been nice. It's been super simple, non-issue, not a big deal. A little more rain now. We did get caught in a little bit of rain on the way back from Bantan Island. But on all those trips, we really didn't get caught in any rain. So rain's a non-issue. Hey, Big C, you caught me slipping. Finding the girl with a ribeye and the 2 lobster tails. Finding the girl with a ribeye and the 2 lobster tails. Yeah, dude, we went out to did steak the other night. It was our first ribeye. She was a little sticker shocked when we got the bill. But
I won't go back there.
Yeah, I won't go back there. It's too expensive. But yeah, it was good though, right? Did you? Yeah, good place there in Ayala Mall. I actually really like it. Japanese place up on the 3rd or 4th floor in IT Park, 3rd floor. But yeah, good food. Oh, hey Dave, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're good. Hey, it's me, Dave. I'll be looking going to Luzon next week. Other Asian countries are nice, cleaner, but the Philippines is local, welcoming foreigners. I'm telling you, English speaking and friendly people, man, is what everyone says they come back to this region for. There's better infrastructure in Thailand, possibly other things in other parts of Southeast Asia that appeal, but the people in the English speaking, the friendliness, you just yep, it's here, brother. Yeah, and glad you're coming back to the Philippines. Hope your travels are going well too. KO, where do you store your bike when you're in Cebu? And do many places have long-term covered parking? Where do I store my bike? So when I was in Palapan, I actually had it over a friend's of hers for a little bit when I was in Leyte riding around there. But when I'm living here in Cebu, I actually have a garage where I'm at. Both places I've had garage parking in Salina and the Cebu Business Park. I did have to pay 5,000 pesos though for that parking. Here it is included, which is great. So parking here, I've covered parking, and then probably if I move out to Palapan and stuff like that, I'll have whatever parking. It's hard to say, but parking is an issue, and you're right. Usually it is. It's an extra cost, and then finding a safe place. I've been lucky in the places that I've been have had covered safe parking. So, but you're right. It's something to consider. Yeah. The weather might be similar, hot and humid. Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty consistent. I'm actually really, and I've talked this a lot, how the weather's been really a non-factor for me. Coming from Colorado, a dry climate, I was a little bit, worried about it. I mean, I've lived in Tampa, but I mean, I'd moved to Colorado in the late 90s. So I've lived in, I've been around hot and humid weather before, but honestly, guys, the weather here is a non-issue for me. I could be out in it. There's times where it's been super hot, but staying out of the sun, even just moving to the shade a little bit, and then wearing the right clothing is also really key. What's the saying? There's no such thing as bad weather, but bad gear. So having really good, moisture wicking, really good clothing is key. I've got some shirts that I bought recently on Amazon. Maybe I'll see if I can get some affiliate links, but I really like those a lot. They're designed for fly fishing. Probably seen them in some of my videos, but they're super cool. They're UV protecting and lots of pockets and stuff. So yeah, clothing's a big deal. Weather, like I said, non-issue. The main thing I see, you got to keep your eye on typhoons. You got to, watch out for earthquakes. There's, or volcanoes. There's one in Negros right now that my dad was actually pointing out to. But yeah, as far as the day-to-day weather, really non-issue. In the rain, when it rains outside a low pressure system, it's quick. Like it's not an all-day rain outside a low pressure system, but that's usually whatever 30 minutes or so and then gone. So yeah, big fan of the weather so far. Getting closer and closer. Can't wait. Yeah, dude. I bet. Philippines, Bayawan, Dumaguete, 25, Zamboanga. Yes. Greg, Manchester. Yeah, some guys are. Isn't there's a big thing with football going on right now? Like whatever Europe football. Isn't there like a some kind of finals? My buddy, shout out to you, brother, who you like to remain anonymous. That's from the UK. He doesn't want to be known.
Mm-mm-mm.
He's really big into football, and so he was telling me a little bit about what's going on. All right. Yes, Morton, please get your ass on the on a CB5. You actually want me to ride one. And a Beachstrom 650 and feel the difference of 2 up before I'm not completely sold on the NX 500. I just it is, and you know me well as far as that, and it is this thing that I'm really in this inquiry. What's the perfect bike? What's a great bike? I'm really looking also too at the 450, the CF Moto. Is it CF Moto 450 MT, the NX 500, still the Himalayan 450. It's not out of the picture. I was just there yesterday. I dropped off the bike for service, the Hunter 450 or the Hunter 350, and they were telling me that they got a white 450 Himalayan coming in, which I really like. I would, and they also have KTM supposedly coming out with a 490 Adventure, and they're also that motor shop is supposed to get some KTM's coming in the next couple of weeks, which might be a 390 Adventure coming in. So there are several bikes that I have, and I just feel the 650 range though. I don't know, man. It's a big bike here. I kind of want to stay little. I like the traffic here in Cebu City in particular. The smaller the bike, the better in a lot of ways. And you guys see my videos. How often am I above 50 miles an hour, or even 40 miles an hour? Hardly ever. I often wonder if the ADV 160, the scooter, is the perfect machine. So I'm in that inquiry. Have I decided on the NX 500 yet? No, I haven't decided on anything, obviously, but I'm definitely in that inquiry. Since adding that luggage rack on the back of my Hunter 350, it does actually make my current bike livable. It makes it doable. We can ride 2 up. We could bring our luggage. I couldn't do that before. So yeah. So, but I hear you, man. I hear you. A lot of people are talking about the NX 500 as far as it's a street bike, and I get that, But that's also most of my riding. But I hear you. The V-Strom looks great. The Versus looks great. Both of those are incredible machines. I just feel like they're a little bit big, but maybe not. I am still there. Gosh, the KTM 490 Adventure sounds incredible. The other thing that's nice, Morton, too, about the Honda is you can find a dealership everywhere. There is a Honda. Now, granted, it might not be a big bike dealership, but you can find Honda dealerships everywhere. KTM, not so much. Suzuki, not so much. But Honda and Yamaha are everywhere. Kawasaki, not as much. So that is something to kind of consider too, as I'm riding all over this country or plan to with this next bike. I really want a touring bike that's good for the Philippines. Heck, that might be the ADV 160, right? But I'm with you, man. I'm with you. All right, Mike's now back on YouTube. Better hope Mary Rose likes it. Glenn, what bike are you getting next? Been off the chat for a while. Philippines, back in Hawaii now. All right, Glenn. Yeah, man. Yeah, we just talked a little bit about that. I'm still in that inquiry. It is really different riding, guys. It really is, and we all know, as we're riders, it's the right tool, the right job. You wouldn't take a Goldwing on a BDR, right? And vice versa. You wouldn't freaking, take a Honda CRF Rally on a freaking 1,000-mile road trip, so it is right tool, right job. And this is very unique riding. It really is. It caught me by surprise. And and the main thing is the speeds that you ride at. You really are slow speed. You want a lightweight, maneuverable bike, but you also want something that you can be all day in the saddle. So I really feel these lightweight ADV bikes are kind of the ideal machine for here. But you also, for me, I want storage, right? As I'm traveling around and stuff like that. So yeah, in that inquiry, definitely. But the nice thing about it is that market's exploding. Lightweight ADV, the CF Moto 450 MT looks like a great machine. I want to get on it. I do want to get on it. I want to ride that and see. I hear it's a little bit top heavy, but maybe it's not an issue because it's pretty light to begin with. So, but I also have some concerns about heat, like these single cylinder bikes. Although I think that CF Moto is a 2-cylinder. But yeah, one of my concerns about the 450 Himalayans, it's a single cylinder bike, and all that heat gets blown right up on you. So yeah, so just kind of in that inquiry, right? In that, just kind of looking it up. Kevin, what's up? Kuya from the Four Corners. Yeah, Durango, beautiful, man. Yeah, beautiful. Durango's gorgeous. Durango, Colorado. Colorado in general is really, really beautiful. In my opinion, one of the more beautiful states in the United States. Yeah, what's up, Kevin? Hope all is good there. Greg Jones, when do you arrive? August 7th. Yeah, man. Should be around. That is probably about when Mary Rose might go back for school, but so there might be some kind of stuff back and forth. But like I said, the community group will put stuff up there. I arrived in 2 months as well. I knew someone with Greg's name in England. Wonder if it was the morning of August 21st. Yeah, Cebu Airport. All right, dude. Yeah, man. Would love to connect. Obviously, and anyone who's been around for the channel like yourself or anyone, man. I love to, we meet new people all the time, and it's just great. We help people out. There's a big group of us, like 4 or 5 of us that are pretty much there all the time, and new guys that are coming in. We talk about banking. We talk about whatever, answer questions, SIM cards and phones, and so yeah, it's a pretty big group of helping people out. She is very pretty, Morena girl. Congratulations. Yes,
Thank you.
She's guapa kayo. She's sweet. She's intelligent. She's funny. She's adventurous. She loves motorcycle riding. Loves motorcycle riding. So yeah, good girl. I from Guam. Yeah. I need to meet up with you and have a chat next time I'm in Cebu. Love your stuff. Hey, yeah, no, thanks, man. Would to love to meet up as well. Absolutely. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for commenting. I really appreciate it. Love to meet up. Yep. Good evening from New Hampshire. Yes, you are just too lucky. Oh, man, these are some of my best years. I love being a dad though. That was good stuff too, right? Like being a father. I remember tucking my daughter in the night before Christmas and just so excited. Those were great years too. I'll always remember that. Well, but these are some of my best years too, guys. I'm not worried about job. I'm not worried about a mortgage. I'm not worried about car payments, right? I'm out here. What I do is I focus on my exercise. I focus on traveling around. I focus on my girl. That's what I'm up to. I love that. These are some of my best years of my life, and it's just incredible. I feel so blessed. I feel so lucky to do what I do every day, and it's just awesome. And to focus, that focus on our health and our well-being, man, it's just great. And as we get older in age, it's so much harder to maintain, right? And it's just, I'm loving it, loving what I'm up to, really am. And then also too, staying engaged in my mind, like doing this kind of stuff with YouTube and staying, engaged with technology and just new hobbies, right? It's important for us as we kind of get older and do different things. Hey man, any negatives dating a younger Filipina? Mary Rose is beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah, I just say in general, when you're dating younger Filipinas, you just have to remember that sometimes you take on a little bit of a mentor role in their life. Mary Rose is a lot more intelligent than I am. She just is. She's a smart girl.
No.
But what you are, sweetie, you're super. I'm just an idiot. But what I've lived is 53 years of life, and she's lived 21 of them. So I just have a lot more experience in life and certain things. It doesn't make me better or worse. It just means I've lived through crap, right? So that's what we can take on as we're dating, these younger humans, just kind of help them grow and develop in life. But I can't think of any negatives, other than kind of what we talked
Chismis.
about with Three's Company, right? You're earlier on when Jack Tripper was commenting, they just haven't seen there's a little bit of disconnect sometimes, but it's not really a negative, they haven't seen a lot of movies that we've seen, they haven't, that kind of stuff, right? There's a little bit level of not completely connected or like a little bit of a disconnect, but no, I really enjoy it. I feel, for me, I feel like a lot younger. I mean, she constantly tells me she feels like I look like I'm in my 30s or 40s, whatever, and not my age. So, no, the benefits definitely way outweigh the negatives for sure. I can't really think of anything other than just that kind of age stuff with like Three's Company, Gilligan's Island. They don't necessarily catch those connections and stuff that we did from some similar age kind of stuff, but not a problem by no means. Visit Baguio. Yeah. Plan to get up northern Luzon at some point. Would love to get up there and check it out. For sure. For sure. Craig, is it possible to find a 1-bedroom condo? Yeah, absolutely. Well, 1 bedroom, a studio for sure. Yeah, maybe 1 bedroom. So if you get out of the bubble, if you get out of the business park, you get out of the IT park, for sure. For sure. And if I assume, Craig, you're talking about Cebu City. Shoot, get over to Ormoc, 10, 15 or 15K, 10K, or less. I mean, Palm, I could get a place for 5K. So, so it just depends on where, right? But yeah, here in Cebu City, 1 bedroom is more like around 30 in those nicer areas. But yeah, if you dig around, you could probably find something a little bit cheaper. Great video. Thanks for being normal people. Stable power, fast internet where you live. Work. Okay. Yeah. So absolutely. So Eric, you're asking stable power and fast internet. Yes. If you stay in the Cebu Business Park or the IT Park, you will have stable power and fast internet. Now, you can get that outside of there too, right? So what you want to look at is when you go into a place, you're looking at a condo, do they have generators? Both of the places that I've been in have phenomenal backup equipment. So, and if you look at those two areas, they have businesses that require 24/7 uptime. The business park, the IT park, both have a lot of that kind of work where they're doing call centers and stuff. So those regions will have, great internet, great electricity uptime and all that kind of stuff. But you get out in other areas, like let's say you go to Dumaguete, or where was I at? I was up in Iloilo, and everyone was talking about the power issues that were there. Well, I was staying in a place that had a generator. So that's the big deal. Are you in a place that has backup power where, if there's a spike or a brownout or a blackout, where you still have power? So that's the big thing. And then for internet, you could always go to satellite. You could do the Elon Musk, what is that, Starlink? So that's an option also. So there are options to where you have the uptime you need. So yeah, absolutely, brother. Absolutely, Eric. Yep. I bought 2 condos in Cebu since I was introduced to you a few months ago. I am in. All right. We met once at Starbucks IT Park. Hello. Yeah, Glenn. Yeah, brother. Yeah, I meet a lot of dudes out there in IT Park now. We do weekly meetups. Like I'm probably there 3 weeks, 3 days a week. I'll probably go there after I work out today at 10. So yeah, man, good for you, brother. Hope you make it back here soon. Mike, I messaged you on your last live feed. My wife and I are arriving and we watch your videos. We'll have arrived and think I see you both at Iowa Mall last Sunday. Got a big star. I don't know about that, man.
No.
I'm just an idiot with a camera. We're enjoying it here, and we'll be on island hopping for 6 months. Love your videos, Chris. Cheers. Yeah, Mike, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. And really, if you guys see me out and about, feel free to come up and say hi. Seriously, I do get a lot out of that and chat meeting with people, and it just lets me know people are watching.
Yeah, and that's right. You look different in person.
I look different in person?
You look more handsome in person.
I look more handsome? Salamat kayo. But yeah, so but please feel free to come by anytime. You're there's never a moment where you're like interrupting or any of that kind of stuff. And like I said, I just love chatting with people, meeting people. It's very much a part of my personality. It was my career. I was an IT guy for a big law firm, but I always said I was more of a sales guy than anything. I really like connecting with people. I did go to the back of the house. I was a network engineer. Well, I wasn't a network engineer, but I worked with the infrastructure team and did a lot of networking stuff. And I hated it just because I didn't have that connection with people. So I actually went back and did support because I really enjoyed that, and I was getting paid good money to do it. So, anyways, point is come up, chat. I enjoy it. As you can tell, I definitely talk. So come by anytime. But thanks, Mike. And hope your travels are going well, man. Chris, is it still possible to find a one-bedroom? Yeah, find a one of 20%. I think I answered that right. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get out of those bubbles, man. Get out of those bubbles, and you'll save a couple bucks for sure. Mary Rose, you make my heart beat fast. She does, doesn't she? She's such a sweetie. She's a great girl. And, you know, when we think about coming here, gentlemen, think about meeting Filipinos and that. She's really kind of that what I pictured. You know, sweet, innocent, loving, kind. You know, nurturing, just that girl. And you know, so it's really just awesome being with her. So thank you, sweetie.
Pleasure.
When will Mary Rose get to drive your bike?
Never.
Never? Why not, babe?
It's big.
It's big?
And I think it's heavy.
Yeah. How do you say heavy?
Bugat.
Bugat? Yeah, Ducat.
Yeah.
Or Taco and Bugat.
Because I tried the Suzuki, my middle brother's motorbikes. It's heavy.
Yeah.
How much more yours? It's 350 cc, so it's big. No.
And my bike is heavy for what it is. I think it was like 180 something kilos, which is heavy for a 350 cc, but it's air cooled, so it's built heavier, right? Yeah, it is a heavy bike. I'm kind of used to it now, but I talked to her. It's like, come on, and the weight disappears when you're riding it. I don't feel the weight at all. But yeah, she loves to ride. Yeah, right.
I love rides.
She loves being on the bike. Just absolutely love it. Yeah, I got an amazing Thai massage from Perfect yesterday here in Thailand. Yeah, the fruits are incredible in mainland Southeast Asia, but the Philippines expands my personality. I can't talk and walk. Yep, talking to all women all day. Yeah, man. Yep. Better get a big gas can. I'm gonna wear you out on road trips. All right, brother. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go ride. I love it. Really excited about Leyte and the riding there. I just really want to get out and explore more of that. I think with the bike that I have, I can do a little more. And then when she's back in school, so the picture is get a place out there, a cheaper place that I can kind of be in between here and there, and then do some trips because she's going to be busy Monday through Friday. So that I can get out Southern Leyte. I can really explore a lot of Southern Leyte. So that's coming, August, September-ish. So yeah, what do you think of Davao? Davao City looks amazing, man.
Yes.
Yeah, Davao. Yeah.
And they said it's clean.
Yeah, clean, big city, modern. It was when I was looking to the Philippines. It was on my top. It was either Cebu, Davao City. What else was I considering? I think that was it actually, because I didn't really want to go to Manila. I knew that it was a little bit too big, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. But Davao was top on my list. And I picked Cebu City over Davao. But, we might end up in Davao City at some point. She talked about when she gets out of school, she wants to work for a couple of years in her industry, help out family and stuff like that, right? So, that Cebu City or Davao City would be two good options for her. So I might end up there at some point. Davao City is also my evacuation plan for like a typhoon coming in this area. I'll go to Davao City, right? Because the storms won't track south, not towards the equator. So yeah, great city. I will be there at some point, possibly even living there at some point. So big fan of Davao City. Yep. Hey, beautiful people. We know you tend to be candid and transparent. Dare tell us who farted inside the cave. So, oh my gosh, that was so funny. I wish I didn't cut off the video because we were rolling for a while, but that was me with my arm. He was like, okay, guys, I got to be really quiet. And we're all so quiet. He turned off the light. We were wet because we were just in this soaked cave. I freaking reached down and do that with the arm. Everyone was rolling, man. It was just so funny. Yeah, it was great. I don't know. I'm a 10-year-old, right? I think we all know that by now. Chris is so yeah, yeah. Yeah, pro happiness. We can do forensics. Yeah, we can do forensics on the triangulate the single back. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a good trip, man. We just had such a good time. Just good friends traveling around together. It was fun. And, just kind of taking them out, showing them around, some areas. They hadn't been out of Cebu. And a lot of people, when they get here, they get a little bit, a little bit shell shocked, right? Or, culture shock, whatever. And they have a little bit of fear of kind of getting out and exploring. And so just getting people out a little bit. Because once you do a couple trips, once you see kind of how the ferry system works a little bit and you get a feel for what it's like to kind of do stuff like that, you're like, all right, I'm gone. You can do all that. So that was kind of the goal too, is get these guys out and show them a couple of places to go. But yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. Just good people, man. That's one of the other things too that I didn't really hear from other vloggers is the amount of men and guys, friends that I have right now. I haven't had this since elementary school. I mean, you guys that are online, but even guys that are here, just good guy friends, man. We're all a lot in common, similar age, most guys are my age or a little bit older, but just good guys, man. I just really love that part of being here in this country. And yeah, it's been fun, man. Traveling around together, just laughing, enjoying. We're all in the same boat. Like, what do we want to do today? Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go to CQ War. All right, meet you guys in the morning. It's like it's awesome, man. I dig it. Hey, Chris, it's Bill from SoCal. You and your little woman are looking sharp, man. Can't wait to get over there so I can join you on the cruises. Let's go, man. Let's go, Bill. Looking forward to it, man. Yeah, I got to meet you in Starbucks at Ayala Block. Yeah, Ross. And bro, you are a stud. Like, I'm trying, man. I'm actually trying. I'm trying to stay in shape. That was why I moved here. That was why I was like, I got out. I wanted to focus on my health, my fitness, my well-being, my exercise. I'd just come off at that point. I think I was a year outside my accident. It was a really bad motorcycle accident. So when I got here, I wasn't moving very well. I couldn't run. I couldn't get off the ground kind of without rolling over kind of deal. I was not very super mobile. So I started running. I started getting in shape and stuff. And yeah, I would say I'm in better shape than I was now before my accident. But that's also my focus, right? I've got a trainer that I go see. It's affordable. All this stuff is super affordable. If you got to get up there, you can at any time. No worries.
It's okay.
So all this stuff is super affordable. You can easily do it. You can prioritize your health, your fitness, all those things. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Guys, come out. Let's do a reset. Come out. Yeah, get a scooter and a big bike for adventures. I think you're right. I think you're right on. I do think I'll probably get an ADV 160 at some point. They are that good. They are that good for here. You want to go somewhere, you want to go grocery shopping, you want to hop down to the market and get a couple things. You want to drive 3 hours on it. I mean, you got it. I don't even know how many liters of storage underneath. 20 something liters of storage underneath. You get a top box of 40 something. You're talking 60 plus liters of storage. It's just, yeah, really, really practical. Yeah, Davao's nice. Absolutely. It's on my list for sure. For sure. I saw on Google that in Cebu, there's 1 to 2 sauna places that have cold pool or icebox. Huh. I have not heard of that. That's been so healing for me here in Thailand. My skin has changed color, gotten so much healthier. Yeah, good for you, Dave. Yeah, I have not seen anything on that. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the spas here. I go to the massage place often, although not so much lately, but I was going 3 times a week. I go after my run. I'd go to the massage place. So really big fan. Crystal, all these ventures, how did these trip impact your monthly budget? Did you have to tap into your 401k? I'm ready to retire and go to the Philippines. Just need to figure it out. I'm with you. Yeah, it's been expensive. And I got to keep an eye on it. No, I have not tapped into my 401k, and I'm not going to. I'll move back to the United States before I do that. I'm living off cash right now in investments. I did sell like a year's worth of stock recently because the markets were up. And so I got like a year's worth of cash. And then, I should be good to 59 and a half. Should. And then once I hit 59 and a half, I'm fine. I've been maxing out my 401k for probably 2 decades. Maxing out maxing out the last probably 5 to 6 years that I was working, and then whatever. Yeah, so it's contributed a lot my 401k over the past 20 years, and then I'm not going to be touching that. So what happened for me financially is I got divorced in early January 2020, and then COVID hit in March, right? So in order to pay for a lot of the divorce and stuff like that, I sold my house, which was whatever 80% paid off, and so it's sitting on a lot of cash. And what happened March 2020 is the markets went like that. Well, I'm like, crap, I moved a bunch of money over. I couldn't move all of it because I didn't know how much the divorce was going to cost, but I had a lot of equity from the house, so I moved a lot of cash over. And shit, I was up 80-90% from because the markets went back up. So that's how I really afforded coming here. So I'm just kind of living off that stuff. It's not a lot. I'm close. When I looked at moving here, it was sketchy, but thankfully last year I had like a 30% year on those investments. So anyways, so that's kind of how I'm getting by. And I was hoping to make a couple bucks with YouTube, but that ain't working out. YouTube still pretty much costs me money to do it, but it's never been about that. YouTube's been about fun for me. It's been about just keeping myself busy and occupied and learning. I'm kind of a hyper guy. I like doing crap. And so that's what YouTube is for me. I mean, it'd be great if it made money. Don't get me wrong, but so yeah, so that's kind of how that's kind of how that worked out. So yeah, I'll go, but before I tap in, because I just don't feel tapping in my 401k, you get penalized so hard, man. You got to take out, whatever, 50 grand to get like 30, and I just, at that point, I'm hurting myself too much. And I would just go back to work and, do that kind of deal. Maybe find, I've IT skills that can make me 6 figures if I wanted right now. And, and I've thought about that even now. It's like, man, even if you just did some stuff online and worked, you could pull 50 grand. And anyways, so there's some things that I consider doing. But yeah, so that's what's going on. I'm just after working in legal industry and IT industry for 50 years, I'm enjoying my life right now, traveling around, dating beautiful Filipina here, and that's it. So it's going well. Yeah, let's go ride, Glenn. Come on, man. Come on, let's go ride. I love it. Let's go ride Leyte. Let's go ride in Leyte. Let's get down to Mindanao. Let's do some rides, man. Let's go. I'd love to have 3 or 4 bikes, have you guys fly in and take you. That's kind of the dream. And then set up bases, right? Like, so maybe we get a group of guys, right? We get a group of guys together, we buy some bikes, we also rent out condos, right? And we get some places in CDO, we get a place in Ormoc, we get a place here in Cebu, we get a place somewhere in Negros, Dumaguete or whatever, and we travel around, right? And split the cost between several of us. Call it, I mean, not a lot of money, right? I know there's people with some money out there. Anyways, that'd be the dream. That'd be fun, and then we just kind of cruise around. We spend a week or so, we cruise down from here, we go over to Leyte, we ride Leyte, maybe spend a week or 2 cruising around there, and then we go down to Mindanao, right, to southern Leyte, and we spend a week or 2 cruising around there. We got a place in CDO we can stay. We got a place in Davao we can stay, right? Let's do it. Yeah, I heard the girls in Davao are more endowed. The girls in Mindanao in general, and the provinces in general, are a lot more. They're a lot more reserved. They're a lot more. Yeah, the girls in Cebu were a little bit, a little more tattooed, a little more, whatever. They're a little more out there, a little more westernized. I mean, westernized is not a good word. Definitely, the girls in the province are a little more conservative. And Davao, I think, is very similar to that, a lot more conservative, but it doesn't mean that they're not playful. That doesn't mean they're not passionate. It doesn't mean that kind of deal, right? It just means there might be a little bit more of, you have to really get to know them before there's any kind of intimacy, which honestly, I like that kind of dating. If I wanted to date a bunch of easy women, I would have stayed in the United States, right? I do think you could find a little bit of that dynamic in the bigger cities like Cebu and Manila. I do think you could come here and date a lot, especially if you get on the dating apps like Tinder, that kind of deal. I think you could find a lot of that easy type of dating scenario. But yeah, if you get out in Davao, some of these the province areas and like that, you're going to find a lot more conservative women that really want to get married and settle down. So yeah, yep. Mike, hey guys, I messaged you last live feed. My wife and I were coming primarily because of your videos. Yeah, appreciate that, Mike. Yeah, man. We are here now and enjoying it. We think we saw you both on Sunday at Owl Mall. Oh yeah. Did I read that already?
Yeah.
Did I? Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I wonder why I'm getting duplicates. Because there was another guy about the 25K apartment. Anyways, yeah. Come by and say hey anytime, man. Come by and say hey anytime. Eric, the CT 12500 Club. Interesting bike. I don't think you can find it here. I know the bike you're talking about. Yeah, it's bulletproof, huge option, customized budget, tracks for big bike. I'm with you, man. That bike looks good too. That like it does. I get it. I just get a little bit worried. Yeah, I mean, the speeds 30, 40 miles an hour, not a problem. Not a problem. I understand. I understand. Yep. It's an interesting bike for sure. Yeah, thank you, brother. You and Mary Rose take care. You too, Jay. Yep. Danny, I'm about to upload the day that I met you at Starbucks and Isle Mall. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, nice, dude. There you go. Have a nice day. On the larger CC bikes, are you reaching out to the handlebars or can you sit straight up while riding? On larger CC, are you reaching out to the handlebars or can you sit straight up while riding? Yeah, I mean, I rode mostly bigger bikes throughout the United States, right? I had a Tanner A700 in the States. I had a 790 Duke in the States. I had a Kawasaki Vulcan S was my first bike. So yeah, I mean, I mostly ride bigger bikes. They're comfortable. That's one of the things I like about a bigger bike versus a scooter, especially like the Tanner A adventure touring bikes. You can stand up, and what a difference that makes when you're trying to ride 5 hours in the saddle. Although I have to say, man, my Duke, I could ride all day on my Duke as a naked bike. So comfortable. Um, but yeah, standing up in the saddle makes a big difference. Change your riding position, gives you a lot more ability to kind of tour and do these longer trips. But you know, on the flip side of that too, it's like it'd be hard to do 4 hours in the saddle in this country, just because at some point you're going to hit water. You know, so if you could do good 3 hours in the saddle, you're going to have to get out. You know, at some point you're going to hit the end of that particular island that you're on, if not sooner. I mean, in Camotes, you're really looking at an hour maximum before you have to get out of the saddle. So having a bike where you could ride 5, 6 hours isn't really needed either, just because there's no place really where you could ride that long, you know, before you hit the end of something. But yeah, Bob, I had a XR 150L and sold it to buy an ADV 160 in the island. Perfect. Yep, under seat storage, rear box. I love it on and off road. Dude, I'm telling you, Bob, I would have had one when I got here. It was just after the pandemic and the supply chain issues. Honestly, there's still an issue to kind of find them. If you go to the Honda Philippines, the big bike one here in IT Park, the only one that's there is sold. We were just there yesterday. So they're still hard to find. And when I was here, they were impossible to find. I would have bought one. I couldn't find one. And at 160,000 pesos, man, you can't beat that price. Cheap, practical. I mean, they are a no-brainer in a lot of ways. And coming off my accident, though, I just didn't feel comfortable on a scooter. I'm really like the fan of clutch and rear brake. You know, rear brake at my foot, clutch in my hand. I like a motorcycle. So, but you can't beat them. You really can't. When am I going to Sikihor? I'm not sure, Gio. I think maybe soon. Maybe after her internship, we'll try to do a trip to Sikihor. Yeah, maybe around then. Yeah, there's the guys are the group that I went with on the last 3 trips. They're like, hey, let's go to Sikihor kind of thing. So I love the way she looks at you, Big C. There's something I noticed about Filipina. I almost enjoy it. It's almost like they enjoy being with a man. Absolutely, dude. No, they really do. And yeah, they very much want a man. You know, they like that type of man, someone to take care of them. There really is a good fit between a Western man and a Filipino, especially if you're kind of like a passionate man, you know, and you like someone who's there with you, and you know, a feminine woman, which we all really say we want. And yeah, no, dude, it's a good fit. She likes me being, you know, with her and touching her and, you know, that kind of stuff. They really are, you know, she's sitting really close. You know, we sleep really close. You know, there's a lot of that goes on. So it is a good fit, right? Right, babe?
Yes.
John, really appreciate your videos. A soon to retire high school shop teacher. Oh, nice, John. What a great job that would have been. I look back at my early years in elementary and middle school. I love my shop class, man. Building that birdhouse and then building a candle holder. I think I built with a metal candle holder. Oh, that was so much fun. Yeah, good for you, dude. Yeah, what a great job that would have been. Oh, that's cool. Tech Flash, I see you too there. They're from the West. Yes, Murph. Jack, are you looking for girls in Davao? Yeah, I think there's girls in Davao. Yeah, I think the dating is great there in Davao. I think it's just a little bit of a slower roll than what you might find in Cebu. But yeah, I think there's dating there in Davao. You might have to, for me, because I'm not very good at walking up to women and just kind of approaching them. I feel creepy doing that. I know it's just my deal, right? So I did go online to meet girls, and then I started dating. But I was here forever and didn't really meet anyone. And the other part of that too, right? I made videos on this is I was going to like places that aren't good, like Ayala Mall and IT Park. I mean, those are good places to meet guys and hang out and chat with dudes, right? But not really a good place to meet women. You want to get out of where there's other foreigners. You really do. You want to, once you get out in those areas where there's not a lot of foreigners or no foreigners, it's so much easier, I feel, to meet girls. And a lot of girls are really interested in dating us, but they might be a little bit shy and worried about dating us, right? So there's a little bit of a barrier to break through. And just be a good guy, just be chill, be patient. We hung out for whatever, week or 2 weeks. 1 week before we even were like alone by ourselves. And that doesn't mean we did anything, right? But we were just but always friends with us and that kind of deal, right? So just take your time with the province girls and that kind of deal, and well, all of them, but just have it be a slow roll. But again, I think that's kind of what we all want. The guys that are watching my channel or that are coming out here, most of us just want that connection with a good girl. And trust me, there's a lot of them here, but you have to look. And especially if you're going online, you're going to meet a lot of girls that aren't so good, so just kind of, get your tools, get your questions set up to ask these girls, like, how many foreigners have you dated, and that kind of deal. And like, what are you up to as a human, right? Just try to build a friendship first, right? Just like dating 101. But for me, it had been 20 years. It really had been. I was married for 10. I was with my wife for like 15 and didn't date for 5, so it was 20 years since I'd really dated. So it is different. And a lot of you guys are in the same boat, whatever. You're older, you haven't dated at all for a while, or divorced. So, it is something we have to relearn again. But it is good here for sure. You can find a partner very easily. Yep. It does take some work, right? I was thinking the NMAX. Yes, NMAX, another great bike. Still trying to find my island of choice to live on before I buy a bike. Yeah, sure. But here's the nice thing about that is so here's Cebu City. I would not recommend getting a motorcycle and riding around Cebu City. Just do taxis, do the moto taxis, that kind of stuff. And then, but if you get a bike here in Cebu City, use that to kind of get out of the city, right? Like the city driving is a little bit crazy and dangerous here. But yeah, if you're in other places of like Iloilo, Dumaguete, Ormoc, these smaller towns, yeah, for sure, get a bike. You probably have to get a bike and ride around in those, right? But yeah, NMAX, another great machine, right? Yamaha NMAX, absolutely. I like the suspension that's on the ADV 160. I feel like for the roads that you hit, potholes and stuff like that, a little bit better suspension on that. July 29th, arrive in Cebu City, Greg. All right, cool. I live in Durango. Yeah, beautiful, brother, beautiful. Yeah, the Gunnison, the Gunnison National Park out there, the Black Forest, I believe it's called. Just beautiful. Got a canyon that's just crazy beautiful. Yeah, brother, I know where you're at. Really, really nice. Hey, Mary Rose and Chris, Jim from Coca, Florida, just joined. Hey, yeah, hey, Jim. Dude, you had said something on one of your last videos. I can't remember. If I saw you, I was gonna bring it up. Sorry, man, I can't remember. But yeah, hope you're doing good there. There was something you commented on that I wanted to reply back on. That if I saw you, anyways, hope you're good. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, pork and beans, pork bacon for everyone. When it comes to movies, is there going to be a new version of the Die Hard in the Philippines? Bruce Willis, Die Hard. Yeah, no, for sure. Hey, if they call me, I'm more than willing, right? They're more than willing. Yeah. Do condos have monthly maintenance fees? Any idea what that's from? You don't. So when you're renting a condo, you usually just have your rent, and that should include all the HOA stuff, right? So I have the places that I've rented. There is an HOA fee that's associated with it, but as a renter, it's included in my rent, and that's something you want to clarify when you're renting. Does this include HOA fees? But if you're buying a place, so there might be some HOA stuff that's involved. But so typically you have your rent, and then what you pay for is internet. Sometimes I know people where internet's included, but internet, your electricity, and then sometimes water. So, but those are the kind of the three common ones: internet, electricity, and water is what I pay for outside of just my rent, and then parking if you want it. Hey, Viking. Hey, Chris. Does Mary Rose have any kids? How hard is it to find a girlfriend without kids? Have you made it over to Bohol yet? Mary Rose does not have any kids. I think, yeah, I know. Actually, most of the girls that I know don't have kids. But you're right. There is a lot of single mothers here. So that could be an issue. But you could filter out, like in your dating stuff, you can put no kids. There are quite a few girls with no kids. All of her friends don't have kids. Yeah. So you could I think you could find that pretty easily. Yeah, man. Yeah. You're coming out here soon, aren't you, dude? Yeah. But no, I would say not hard to find a girl with kids. Bohol, we were there. Love Bohol, man. Absolutely love it. Videos coming out on that real soon. That's actually my next set of videos. So next couple of days, I'll start working on those, putting that together. I like to be a little more ahead of the footage that I'm in, but we've just been so busy. So it's a good time to travel right now because she's in between stuff. She's out of school and then hasn't started the internship yet, but soon she's going to be absolutely slammed. So I'll be catching up here soon. Yeah, you have your NMAX. Nice bike, man. Dig the NMAX. Where are we at on time? 807, 833. Okay. Hey, Kristen, Mary Rose. I'm sitting home working and listening to your live stream. I'm wishing you back to Cebu, retiring within 6 months. Nice. Would like to meet up with you. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like I said before, the great way to do that kind of stuff is through the community group. Take a look at joining that. I post all the stuff there, and then we typically, if I'm in town, we'll do set up weekly meetups. Hex, what concept? Girl that shows interest. Yeah, I find that it's so different here, gentlemen. It really is. It is so different than what we're used to. Yeah, it's a complete 180. You know, we're sought after. We're respected, we're admired, we're loved. You know, it's just, dude, it's I wish I would have got over here. I kind of wish I was born and raised here. I wish I was a Filipino. It's great. I mean, look at this, right? Like right here, right now, and what my life is. And I'm going to go to the gym and work out after this. And, you know, we got dinner cooking. We're going to be here. We're going to talk about motorcycle trips and next trips to do. I mean, come on, man. You know, and just making good guy friends and good friends in general. Tons of other couples, you know, it's just love it. And I'm 53, you know, so it's just, I feel so blessed and fortunate to be here right now. It's just incredible. Does your girl know the Korean chula dance? The heck is that?
I don't know.
I guess not, brother. I guess not.
I don't know what's Korean chula dance.
Yeah, I don't know what the Korean chula dance is either. Are you seeing a lot of electric tricycles in Cebu City? My Filipino wife says they are getting really popular there. Yeah, electric tricycles.
It looks like e-bike, something like that.
But like the trikes. I haven't seen electric trikes. I've seen some scooters and stuff. Well, so here in Cebu City, they don't really allow trikes in the city because they congest traffic. But so I haven't seen a lot of that. Where she's at in Palampon, they have the putt-putt. They have just the putt-putt, right? The putt-putt, which is a pedal bicycle with a carriage attached to it.
In Bohol, I think there's a...
Oh, yeah. They have some electric stuff over in Bohol. You're absolutely, yeah. I've seen them over there, Jim. Yep. Yeah, there you go. Have a nice day. Thanks, Beach of Life. A little heavier than the 125. I don't feel top heavy on the NMAX. More balanced. Yeah, NMAX is another great bike. That suspension on the ADV, though, I mean, because I'm telling you guys, you're going to hit like sections of road that are just gone. That are gravel. You know, either washed out or whatever. So having a little bit of suspension is nice, man. And that ADV has got some decent suspension on that. Yeah. NMAX is nice too. NMAX is nice too. But given the choice, if I had to go ADV or NMAX, I would go ADV all day if I could get one or the other. Yeah, network engineer. Philippines is amazing. I'm 5'10", 247 pounds, and the girls care more about who I am than my appearance. Absolutely,
Yes.
brother. No, they do. They care about your heart. Are you a good guy? Are you going to love them? Are you going to take care of them, like emotionally, and yeah, provide for them? But they really care more about emotional stability. And are you a good man? You know, and are you going to cheat on them? Are you going to love them? And they want to be loved. And, you know, it's just, dude, it's amazing. It really is incredible. Yeah, really good. And it's the guys too, right? Like the guy Filipinos, the guy friends that I'm making are just good dudes, man. They're just good guys. Really just chill. You know, guys over at Dragos that I was met over there and hanging out with those guys that built my rack. They're just guys that I want to hang out with. You know, in the West, gosh, we're so uptight. We're so angry and just all that stuff, right? From the lifestyle and that kind of deal. You don't have that here. Just people are chill. People are really
Friendly.
I dig it. Yeah, I know. I'm great. Yeah, network engineer. Yeah, so I dabbled a little bit. I was not an engineer by no means. I mean, I went and took the CCNA and that kind of stuff, and I installed a lot of switches and routers. We do what's that, Catalyst? I can't remember the big, whatever. It's like a 10 blade or so data switch. And I would help install that, right? Install the PoE port switches and suit modules and that kind of stuff. But I didn't do any. I knew very little of the CLI. But I know that one of the most important things is copy run start, right? So yeah, I done very little, but I'm by no means a network engineer, but installed a lot of switches and properties and stuff like that, and worked a lot with engineers. But I enjoyed it. One of the projects that I was involved with, which was kind of fun, we switched over to our Nortel phone system to VoIP system, Cisco call manager. So that was kind of fun. I did enjoy that, but yeah, I do miss IT work. I miss the legal industry quite a bit. I liked working with those guys, man. The attorneys and staff and paralegal. I do miss that. There's an attorney guy here who I hang out with. He's an American, and just kind of talk with him about life. It's kind of fun. Yeah. That was fun in the cave. Everyone was rolling. Yeah, when are you going to visit BGC? It's the new Manhattan, very clean, without crime, still a quarter of the price. Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. I was there in BGC, I think in March. So I liked BGC. I did. It was all right. It didn't. You're right. It didn't feel like the Philippines. I felt like I was in a big Western city, clean. I did. I liked it. I did like it. I could see spending some time there just to chill out. I wouldn't necessarily want to live there just because I would feel like I'm still in the United States. But I met some great guys. Shout out to Mark and crap. I can't remember the other gentleman's name. Matt, and sorry, brother. I met two great guys there, hung out. We had just a blast, man. So much fun in Makati. And then, of course, my friend Tin, she's out there. So, yeah, and Richard, my buddy Richard's out there. It was south of that area. But I liked it. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to live full time. I like more of the province kind of life. I like the beach. I like being around that. Simpler life. I like going down to markets, down to barbecues. I miss the Palapan barbecue. You just show up and people are like, hey, how are you? And they recognize you. And, I'm really excited about going back to Palapan and hanging out there.
You answer.
Go ahead.
Meryl's, what do you do to spoil Chris? Any back rubs? Oh, you answer.
She actually scratches my back all the time.
And what other things that I do to spoil you?
Yeah, you cook, you clean. Yeah, you're cooking dinner right now. Make me breakfast. But back rubs, I'm more of a back scratcher. Like I love my back scratch. So she scratches my back a lot. But yeah, you give me foot rubs. Yeah, take care of me. Yeah, no, she's really sweet. She's super sweet. Great girl. Happy Dave. I like Davao. Amazing durian and other fruits. But sorry, it's not clean. Very polluted, just like Cebu and other cities. although also in this conservative Muslim culture, which is a negative for me. Yeah, I
Oh,
know a lot of guys who really like Davao. I know guys who swear about it. I can't wait to get down and check it out. I like the bigger city, the bigger streets too. It's got better, from what I understand, better traffic than Cebu. It is a little more conservative, but what I've discovered about that little more conservative culture is it just means it's a little bit slower roll. It doesn't mean it's unpenetrable and you can't get to know anybody or date. No, it just means it's a little bit. It takes time. You have to get to, which is, I like that. I'm not the kind of, not that there's anything wrong with dating a bunch of women. I'm not saying that. For me, I like more to get to know somebody kind of deal. I want to spend time with somebody. I don't want to date 5 different women in a week. I want to date one different woman for 5 months. So, and that's just me. And I think Davao City is kind of that way too. Like you can still date in there. And I think the dating actually is really good in Davao City, but it is that slower roll. It's going to take time. You got to really get to know somebody. Yeah, Chris, you're constantly smiling says it all. Look forward to doing the same once I leave this drive area, brother. Good luck, man. Yeah, and stay safe. For all the guys, all the people who are there in the United States. And, I can only imagine these next couple of months with elections and stuff. It's just, man, I'm so glad I just don't have any clue of what's going on. I really don't. And yeah, best of luck to everyone. Keep your head down. Try to focus on staying healthy and happy best as you can. If I can provide that for you, I'm more than happy. If I can provide some sort of escape. But yeah, brother. Yep. Did you hear that Elon Musk said that the new Starlink mini dish is on the way in a couple of months? He said it will be half the startup costs, a monthly at current price. It's only, yeah, nice, dude. Nice. I did not hear that. I'm a fan of that. I haven't subscribed to that service. I thought about it as a way to travel around, like carry it, have a dish with me, and have internet everywhere. But yeah, no, that's great, man. Good to hear. I'm glad that there's more and more going on with that. I know people who have it. They when they do live streams, they occasionally will cut out when they switch satellites. But yeah, no, it looks like a great service. I'm working on a 4-wheeler, getting it ready to sell so I can make the move to the Philippines. Hope you guys are having fun. Yeah, nice, dude. Yeah, nice, man. Yep. Yeah, life with Chris B. When I get there, I'm looking forward to focus on health as well. Came from an accident where I was in a coma for 3 weeks. Rough, brother. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, wheelchair for half a year. Yeah, dude. I get that world. Yeah, you were worse than I was. I was in a wheelchair for 3 months, and then it took me 6 months to really walk good. I mean, honestly, it took a year of just recovery. I get it, brother, and you can do that here. Um, yeah. Oh, yeah. I get it. You can. So once you get into Cebu, you can get into. There's some. I like Anytime Fitness. There's one here in IT Park. There's another one in the business park. Although I understand the business park is getting ready to remodel, but there's gyms around. They're around 2,000 pesos or so, and they're not like the Planet Fitness that you would see in the West. They're small. Sometimes they're hot, on air conditioned, but you can still get it done. You can hire a trainer for next to nothing, man. I think whatever I paid. I think it was around 30,000 pesos for like 5 months of personal trainer. What's that? If we convert it out, 1 second, just converting that out. That's like $500 for it's like whatever, $100 a month for a personal trainer that I'm with 5 days a week. So those types of services are really affordable here. So you can hire a trainer to help you out with those fitness goals for sure. So yeah. Good luck, man. Yeah, good for you. Hope you get here soon. Yep. Yep. Ah, sounds great. I'm always down for a good ride. Yeah, let's go, man. Me too. Me too. Yeah, and yeah, riding the Leyte area, riding into Mindanao. I still want to ride Negros. I haven't rode much in Negros. I hear Negros is really good riding. Southern Cebu is okay. It's just there's a lot of traffic in Cebu City. So, matter of fact, when we went up to Bantayan Island, we took. I'll show you guys. When we went up to Bantayan Island, we took this route. It's a little bit longer, but we went over to um, Cebu. Yeah, it's just really beautiful road. This Trans Central Highway here. God, I do actually like this road a lot. And we're gonna go up and do, we'll do brunches and stuff like that up here. We'll do some rides on that. But yeah, this is the route we took to Bantayan. We rode up through here along this coast, and then up to Bintan. Took a ferry over from Ignaya Port. Yeah. So
it's a nice road.
the riding here in Cebu is okay. Southern Cebu is beautiful. If you can cross the island or cross Cebu from east to west, really mountainous, really steep. And I do like the east to west stuff versus the north and south, just because there's so much traffic in the Cebu area. But yeah, no, let's go ride, man. I'm down. Let's go ride. I love it. There you go. Have a nice day. The hardest part of my retirement is what to do. Yes. And it's important. We got to think about that. Yep. Absolutely. Headed today next week to find some fishing locations. Dude, let's go fishing. That's another thing I really want to get into is doing some fishing. So I'm down with that as well. My last box should be there here on Friday. That's all my gear. Yeah, nice, man. Yep. Yeah. Look me up when you get here, dude. I'd love to meet up with you for sure. Yeah, and you're right. It's important. We have to fill our time with something. Do some stuff that either fitness or whatever. Yeah, good for you, dude. Yeah, look me up. My American friend bonded. Oh, my American friend bonded 100 women in Davao. Yeah, there are plenty of wild ones there. Yep, some nightclubs. Yeah, big city, right? Big city, one of the largest in Southeast Asia. I thought I heard, right? Yeah, brilliant conservative Muslims too. Yeah, I like it. I want to go check it out for sure. We talked about potentially living there, and I know people who do live there, so I know quite a few folks who are out there. Yeah, planning on traveling over to Cebu area before the end of the year and do an exploratory trip. Yeah, getting all the structure in place in case it turns into a long-term arrangement. Yeah, good for you, dude. I love it. I've been here a year and a half now, almost to date. Yeah, I hope I never have to leave. Seriously, I hope I never have to leave. I love my life here. I love it. I absolutely love my life in the Philippines. Love it. I wouldn't want to go. Yeah, love it here. I would not want to go back to the United States. Nothing against it. Like I just don't. I don't want to. I don't hate the United States. It saddens me that I can't live in my home country, right? But I love my life here. I love who I get to be. I love what I get to do. Love it. And like I said, who I get to be, like who I get to be with her, and this exercise, and nothing to do with YouTube, right? But who I get to be like every day and waking up and working out. It's just, I love it. Love my life. Hey, brother, I recently signed up on Facebook to join your member group. Can you accept my membership? Yeah, Jay. New profiles. If your profile is within a certain time, I think it auto rejects it, even if I send you a personal invite. So new profile, just because though the new profiles are one that are likely spammers or attackers. So just if you're getting rejected, just give it some time. And you could always reach out to me on the Carefree Chris. There's also a Facebook page. That's another way to interact with me also. Yeah. You don't see any profiles there?
No.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, if you got rejected because your profile is too new, I don't have a fix for that other than wait. And if you still need to interact with me, the Carefree Chris page is another way to do that. Not the community group. So there's two things. There's the community group, and then there's the page, right? Yeah. Car has a lot of new ADV 160. Okay, at multiple dealers. All right, Bob. Yeah, good to know. Yeah, I can't find one here in Cebu City as far as the one dealership where we looked. They get one on the floor and they're gone like that. Yeah, Ron, what's your health insurance situation here? How much do you pay? Would you consider going to stay in Thailand or Malaysia for something more medically serious? I don't know. It's a great question, Ron. I did sign up for this MaxiCare plan just recently, and I like it. I've met up with doctors. So I got this ear thing where I was swimming in Bintan and my ears are just full of water and wax. So I was really impressed with the service. I went in there. I saw a specialist like within 10 minutes. I didn't have an appointment. I just walked into one of their clinics. They've got two different clinics here in Cebu. They're affiliated with multiple hospitals, the Changhua or whatever, the two Chinese hospitals, Cebu's doctors' hospitals. Also in Ormoc, they're affiliated with the Cebu, Ormoc Cebu Doctor Hospital out there. So I'm in this inquiry now of the medical stuff. I just kind of started. I had two out of my ears. I just got a full blood panel work. This is all free or all included. So yeah, I'm starting that inquiry on the medical stuff right now, based on I'm getting physicals and stuff like that, and also some medical stuff in my ears. But yeah, so far I've been impressed. I have been with the services here, and don't feel like I need to go out of the country to get what I need. I've been to dentist now a couple times. I get my teeth cleaned every 6 months. I've actually have a apparatus for I have mild sleep apnea, so I have a sleep device that I'm using that keeps my tongue forward, that keeps me from snoring. Do I snore with that mouth guard in?
No.
Yeah, I don't snore much or at all anymore. So I'm actually really impressed with the cost and the services that I'm receiving here. Can you see yourself living in the forever? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that would be the dream, right? That would be the dream. Live here forever, marry a great girl, have a house, do motorcycle tours, meet up with you guys. I mean, come on, man. That's all I want. Maybe a kid or two. I'm fixed, so I'd have to get reversal. But yeah, no, I'm doing good. Hey, Sheila, what's up, girl? Yeah, Jay Luke, I'll take a look. Oh yeah, thanks. Sheila's one of the moderators. Mary Rose is also another one. But those new profiles, there's nothing I could do about them. They do get auto rejected, and it's just a security thing where we don't. It keeps the kind of the riffraff out. But if you need to get me, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. But on the just because I get a lot of stuff, Facebook Messenger is not a good way to get me. Probably email really isn't either. But the community group is really the best way to. And even then, it's just where I schedule meetups, and then you can kind of show up, right? But I just get bombarded with messages sometimes, so it is a little bit hard to message me. But thanks, Sheila. I appreciate it. And Sheila, by the way, is doing this 100% voluntary. She's starting up her stuff where she's a personal assistant. You know, shout out to you and what you're up to. Just great girl. So if you're looking for personal assistant, if you're looking for stuff, you could definitely reach out to her, and make sure you compensate her appropriately. She's a Filipino who's trying to work, right? So but yeah, shout out to you and what you're up to, and really appreciate your assistance with the community group, and strictly volunteer stuff. So thank you. Yes, 1100 Rebel. They're saying here about the girls, easy to get, easy to forget. Yeah, man. No, it's true. You just such a different dating dynamic where we live in the West. There's no dating at all, and you come here, there's a lot of dating, and some guys just get lost in it. I know a lot of guys who get just lost in that. They go from girl to girl to girl and date to date to date, and next thing you know, you've dated 50, 60 girls, and you say you really want a relationship, but anyways. So some guys do get lost in that. Thankfully for me, I was single most of my 20s and 30s, so I'm looking for I don't need a country full of good girls. I need one good girl, so just that kind of thing. But yeah, there's a lot of dating here, but it is, I think, one of the things that I didn't understand though is kind of the way to meet girls, right? So if you're like me, you kind of struggle to meet women, or you're just not good at approaching women, you really do want to look at some of these online tools to meet girls. And maybe that's what it was, Jim, that I was going to bring up. So Tinder is a good one. Facebook dating is good, but can struggle a little bit getting that set up. Bumble is another one. Pinot Love is another one, but you're going to have to go through a lot you're going to meet a lot of girls who are like, hey, you want to meet at a hotel, 2,000 pesos kind of deal, right? You're going to meet a lot of those. So you just kind of weed through a lot of that before you find a good one. And so yeah. But I would avoid the bars and the clubs, just like dating in the West, right? You want to avoid that. But if you can meet a good girl in person or get introduced to one, that's a great way. So, but yeah, the dating here is such a different experience. It really is. What address did you end up using as your primary address, legal address? United States finances are strict, not having a virtual mailbox. Yeah. So did I lose my camera? No. So I use my ex-wife's address. So I have a mailing address there in the United States. She takes care of all my mail. We're still actually really good friends. Yeah. Yep. I use that. Have you been to Bantayan Island north of Cebu? I got the whitelist of sand beach. Yep. Whitest sand beaches of Cebu and lots of restaurants. Yeah, man. Just there. We just came back. That's actually where I got swimmer's ear or water in
Mm-mm.
my ear. Both my ears are clogged right now. I'm pretty much reading lips. But yeah, we're just there. Love it. I've been to Bintan Island now. I don't even know, three or four different times. It's an easy trip from Cebu. It really is. If you don't have transportation, you can hop on a bus from the North Bus Terminal. You can take a bus up there, and you're there. Yeah, like you said, lots of great restaurants, beautiful white beaches. Big fan. Island hopping. Yep, yep. How's George and the boys? George is great. George is great. Britt's good.
Mm-mm.
George is such a character, man. Such a funny dude. He is a funny, funny guy. Yes,
It is.
he's funny. Yeah, he's all the guy friends that I'm making, man, are just good guys.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's a family member.
No.
Yeah. If this is your dad, your brother, your son, George is a great guy. Love that guy. uh, yeah, buddy. The energy and the pride that you have among women is amazing. Makes you feel like a superhero. Yep. Can't help her, and she appreciates you. It is. It's so true. We really have an opportunity to make a difference in with this young person's life and have a really big impact. And yeah, no, it is. It's incredible, and they're appreciative, and really everything that we're looking for. It's a match for both of us. It really is. The Filipina gets an incredible, loving, caring man who can take care of her, and we get a beautiful girl who takes care of us. It's really a good fit in many, many, many ways. Yeah, it really is. Joe, you are a nice
Yes.
guy, Chris. You deserve your thing.
Yes.
Salamat kayo. Whatever, man.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Whatever. I'm a guy. I'm a human. I
No.
do stupid crap too, but I try. I think I've always kind of been blessed with just a compassion for all things. I like animals. I like everything. I feel lucky in a lot of ways in life. Even in the United States, I felt like I was, a compassionate, good guy who generally cares about people. And don't get me wrong, like people annoy me still, right? People do annoy me, and I can be quick to kind of, I just require a certain way that people are around me and
Mm-mm.
that kind of deal. So whatever, man. But thank you. I appreciate it, Joe. Yep. I'm in Angeles City now, and waiting on my boxes to arrive. Yep. Not a big fan of Angeles. Yep. Food and housing, but expensive meals are a five. Oh wow, yeah, yeah. I hear Subic Bay in that area there is a booming area though. A lot of people, a lot of attention going there. I know a lot of guys who are looking to. I know. Shout out to Blair. Blair, what's their channel? Blair and down in
Oh, Blair and Leia.
yeah. Shout out to Blair and Leia,
Yeah.
another blogger, huge channel, right?
Mm-mm.
Shout out to those guys. Those guys were looking to potentially move up there too. Those guys are so awesome, man. Really,
Yes.
yeah,
They're
really
very
enjoy
kind.
meeting with them. So yeah, Subic Bay, it would be an alternative that's not too far away from Angeles. I couldn't live there. It's like I couldn't live in Vegas either, right? For many reasons, but there's some stuff in Angeles. Yeah, Mike, hello from Western Michigan. Yeah, man. I only need 112 hours to retire from my 35-year career. Yeah, I'll come to visit soon. Get things settled in my new home. Good for you, man. Most of my family was born in Michigan. My siblings. I was in Kalamazoo for quite a bit. My grandmother was out there, so very familiar with Michigan. We should go out to Warren Dunes a lot. Went to the Upper Peninsula up in northern Michigan. What you call Mackinac Island. So yeah, man, beautiful. Good for you, Mike. I hope the next couple hours go quick for you. Yeah, 112 hours, man. Oh wow, good for you, man. Hey, I think you need at least a 350 with two people. Yeah, Bill, I'm kind of with you. I really like the 3 to 500 cc range. The ADV 160, it'll pull it though. It'll pull you. It'll do two up, no problem. Especially for, you're talking 30, 40 miles an hour, most of the speeds you're going. But yeah, I'm with you. And thankfully, a lot of bikes are booming in that range, man. They really are. Yep, they really are. OC 192. Great. I did a lot of server room installs. Yeah, had my BICIS, sir. Yeah, great job. Yeah, yeah. I did a little bit of server room stuff. Mainly we'd swap out. So we had like 10, 15 floors there in Denver. And we'd swap out, and the little IDF or whatever we'd have, whatever a big Catalyst. It's a Catalyst data switch. I can't remember. Anyways, whatever, data switch, with 4 or 5 48 port PoE kind of data switch. They'd be 2 or 3 year life cycle. We'd swap those out, and then at satellite offices, probably 10 or 15 different satellite offices. So I would help out a lot with those installs. Like if I was on site, we'd schedule an outage, and I would, help swap out, hardware and stuff like that. But yeah, I miss it every now and then, man. It was fun. Good guys, good group. I do miss it. But you definitely loved my life out here. Um, the first 10 years I was there at that firm, I just had a really great boss. Shout out to you, Larry. Best boss I ever had. He and I were actually friends. So that made all the difference. And then when he left, I had some really bad bosses. So that made all the difference in the world. Having a good boss, having someone that you could relate to and work with and that kind of deal made a big difference. But yeah, I know that world. Or was it 190? It's been a minute. Yeah. OC 198, OC 192. Yeah, I'm not following that heck. Sorry, brother. Yeah, I like the Honda ADV 350. I don't know if you could find those here. I did see the bigger ADVs. I thought those were 790s though. I'm not sure you could find the ADV 350s. In my opinion, Davao currently has bad traffic, although better than CDO. Things are looking up because of the Coastal Road Project, another highway to finish next 5 years. Okay. Yeah, I think it's got to be better than Cebu, or Manila. So I think the two worst cities are Cebu and Manila, and then Davao with the bigger roads would be a little bit better than where I'm at. But yeah, by the way, there's now nuclear Russian war trip off the coast of Florida firing missiles for practice. Wow. Yeah, man, I'm so glad I'm here and have no clue what's going on. I mean, seriously, there are two types of riders: those that have laid their bike down and those that will. So true, isn't it? It's not if, it's when, right? So true. I'm actually surprised I'm riding again. I didn't ride for a couple years. I sold my bikes, you know. Yeah. Yep, I hear you, Mike. Yep. Yep. How is the sleep apnea going? Are you still having good luck with your dental procedure? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Hex. So for me, I was diagnosed with mild sleep apnea. And actually, babe, can you get that little container that shows for my mouth guard?
Oh,
Yeah, she'll grab. Thank you so much. So was diagnosed with mild after my accident when I was in the hospital. They were like, hey, when you get out, you might want to get checked for sleep apnea. So I did, and did the home sleep study thing, right? And I was diagnosed with mild sleep apnea. And so they suggested, hey, go to your dentist and check about getting a night kind of mouthpiece to see if they can fix it. And so I went to my dentist, and they're like, yeah, it's just not covered by insurance, so it costs about $8,000. So thank you so much. So what I had done is when I got here, I'm at my dentist, I asked them about that, and so this is kind of what they gave me. And yeah, so it's a mouthpiece, and sleep with it at night. I feel like I'm playing football, but yeah, it's a mouthpiece, and it moves my tongue forward and where I don't snore. So I feel like I'm sleeping fine. I feel like I'm sleeping great. And it's actually a fix, because what they start to do, I've got 2 of them here. They start to widen out my palate on my lower jaw, and my tongue will move up forward. So they're training my tongue to be more forward, and then also widening out the lower part of my jaw here, so my tongue's got room. And yeah, man. So we'll see. So far, I'm really liking it. Yeah. Yep. It took a little bit of adjustment. Like they had to do some carvings and move some stuff around a little bit to get it where it was comfortable. But yeah, and this was 50,000 pesos. So 50123. So 850 US that it cost me to do that versus 8,000. So yeah, no, it's going well. It's going well. Yeah, thanks, Hex. Let's see, how are we on battery? Yeah, you're pretty good. You're a little bit low on battery, but yeah. Cebu's medical is okay, but for something serious, I would go to Thailand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know so far. So far, I've been impressed with it. You know, knock on wood, I've been, you know, pretty good health wise. I'll know here soon. I just did a full blood panel workup, but yeah, I know a lot of medical tourism in Thailand is pretty big. It's pretty big. Like someone with sleep apnea, I'm very interested about that. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think this is for mild sleep apnea. But yeah, I'm a big fan so far, and I think it's fixing it. I don't really snore with it that you
Yes,
know of.
and then you didn't clench your teeth.
Yeah, it also helps if you're a
Mm-mm-mm.
grinder. Um, so that'll because you got a mouth guard in there. So
Mm.
I think multiple benefits with that. Yeah. Local medical for serious problems go to Manila. Yeah, what's that? St. Luke's. I think St. Luke's in Manila is supposed to be, you know, a top level hospital for sure. All right. So you're not snoring anymore. But did the doc also prescribe a fart device? That's right. Yeah, I don't know if I'm breathing out of my ass at night or not. I'm not sure. Probably. All right. Oh, so funny. Yeah. Yeah. She seems pooped. Tired. Yeah. Are you tired, babe? It's a little
No.
bit busy a week.
Mm.
Yeah. Major hospital in Cebu. Your hospital in Cebu is pretty nice, really modern with hot nurses. Yeah, I know the Cebu Doctors Hospital. I've been out there, and then the Chinese hospital, the Changhua hospitals, I think they're called, are supposed to be pretty good here in Cebu. Yeah, Mayo,
Maayo.
Maayo. Yeah, Maayo. What's Maayo?
Good.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Guam takes Guam take yes, that's right. Medicare B for anyone with good health care for something complicated. No reasons to fly. Oh, that's good to know. Ah, thanks for that, brother. That's good to know. Yeah, I really appreciate that. That's really good information. That makes sense. Huh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. You have to stay out of the tourist traps. Yeah, I mean, I've done a couple of those places. I've done what do you call Boracay. It was all right. I mean, and I was there during Holy Week, which is probably the worst week to go there. And I'm just not a fan of the super touristy spots either. I don't. I like to kind of go to places that I could be more involved with locals and that kind of deal. Boracay was mostly Europeans and Westerners, which whatever, man. Nothing against that. I enjoy hanging out more with Filipinos than I do kind of like the Western vibe. But yeah, man, yeah, yeah. My X Max does over 100 miles per hour with a passenger of 300 cc. Yeah, dude, those X Max they go and the freaking the ADV 160 goes, man. Those things fly. They move. Yeah, I was referring to a fiber switch. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. We had fiber runs through the offices. Yeah, yep. The fibers run through the switch, little with the little. I remember the little cards coming in. But yeah, yep, we had the fiber runs between the floors and stuff like that. But we ran obviously Cat 6 to the terminals. Some of the offices still had Cat 5 running all the way out, but yeah, fiber runs between the floors. The Honda EV 160 is a great bike, but I'm a big fan, and it does struggle somewhat in the mountains when riding with my girl. Okay, yeah, can't find the ADV 350. I don't think they are around here, which would be the perfect for me. The yeah ADV, yeah, the X ADV is 750,000. Yeah, yeah, that's super mahal. At that point, just buy a bike, man. I mean, really, right? Yeah, but I'm with the ADV 350 might be cool. Be interesting to see if they came out with an ADV 170 or whatever. Yeah, I use mouth guard and CPAP for 8 years and sleeping. Yep, wonderfully now. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think it's really helped me out as well too. Hey, can I have your mic, babe? I'll plug you in. Yeah, thanks. Just so that way the battery don't die. Oh yeah, we're only on for 20 more minutes or so. I do have a hard stop around 9:30 because I have 10 o'clock. Yep, yep. CPAP, and then yeah, the mouth guard. So the goal around the night guard is for it to fix, like I said, widen the palate, the lower palate, so that way the tongue can move forward, and then also train the tongue. It's got this little nipple thing or whatever the hell. It's got this little thing right there. So what happens is your tongue will come up and rest on that. It's like you're training your tongue to sit more forward. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, no, big fan, man. And I feel rested. Like sleep. Yeah, no, I feel rested. I feel like I'm getting good sleep. Yeah, I feel really good. I feel healthier than I've been actually for years. Yeah. Have you ever been to any Harley Davidson dealers out there? I have, Michael. There's a big Harley dealership here in Cebu City. I have been out. So Harleys are going to be a little more expensive than in the United States because of the import fees and stuff like that. There is a little bit of a Harley community out here for sure. It's just they're not very. Honestly, I think anything above 500 cc isn't very practical. The bigger bikes just don't work well in the traffic and stuff. Lane filtering here is very much. It's unsafe if you don't. And so you want a bike that you can fit in between cars and stuff like that out here. So the big 1250 GSs, the big freaking Harleys and stuff like that, just not very practical. There is that community out here. And if you really, really, really wanted one, you could find some guys to ride with. And they're mostly kind of wealthy Chinese businessmen. But they're out here. They're super expensive compared to the West. Yeah, planning any trips to Mindanao soon. Sorry, I was distracted for a second. Yeah, I would love to go to I would love to go down to General Santos. That was originally the trip, is to kind of ride all the way down into Mindanao, go down to start Siargao City, maybe down to CDO, maybe ride that whole, you know what, let's bring out the map since we're pretty much caught up on everybody in the comments. Yeah, you're fine, babe. Yeah, so coming in here, so from southern Leyte, get into Siargao City, and then really just kind of ride this whole coast. I really wanted to ride that all the way up and around down to Davao City, and then finish up in General Santos. And I still want to do that, and then do this stretch here from Davao City to CDO. So yeah, I plan on doing that. Honestly, I need the bike to do that. I don't feel like. Maybe I can with the rear rack now. I could probably do that, but having a bike where I can be comfortable for a couple hours is really kind of a missing. And I'm going to get there. I'll get it. Once it might take a little bit. I'm not sure which bike that is yet. And, maybe the 450 Himalayan still is on it. Maybe the NX 500, although Morton would shoot me if I got that bike. Potentially V-Strom 650 or Versus 650 could also be there. Maybe a 390 Adventure. Yeah, so just really kind of looking at it. Yes, Daily Impact. Wow. Do you prefer Leyte over Cebu? I do, Michael. In a lot of ways, I like Leyte over Cebu now. I love how beautiful it is out there. I love the riding out there. From strictly a motorcycle perspective, the riding in Leyte is amazing. Very mountainous, very beautiful sunsets along that coast because I'm on the western part there with Palampon. Just gorgeous, man. I do love the riding in Leyte a lot more than I like the riding in Cebu. A lot more. I like the people out there. Of course, Mary Rose is from there. But the people, when you get out of the city a little bit, friendly folks out there. So I like it. I do like Leyte a lot more than Cebu, honestly. I do. Zimbabwe is cool. Is cool for foreigners. No, I think that's. So let's pull out the map again, right? Let's take a look at that. So that is an area we want to avoid, guys, right? There's a lot of areas we want to avoid. I mean, so look, I know a guy, a good friend of mine, his girlfriend is from that area. She's like, Chris, you guys you could go there. You'd want to be with somebody who's there. But look, there's better places to go. There's a whole country that we could go to that's not an issue. And, this part of Mindanao is a problem, right? You've got Marawi City, which you want to avoid. This region here, it could be a lot of problems. This whole region here, although Dapitan and this region here is really nice, But outside of that, I mean, they just had, what's that? The foreigner was killed in Osman City or something, right? So, there's probably better areas for us to go to, than that those areas. So no, I would, my personal deal would be to, um, give coaching on people to avoid that particular region of Mindanao. But you're good in CDO, you're good in Eastern Mindanao, General Santos, Davao City, all those places, you're fine. But yeah, Zamboanga, Marawi, all those areas, they're just safer places for us to go to. Could you go and maybe nothing happened? Maybe, but there's just so many other places to go to, right? Hit the like button. Yes. Thanks, Hex. Appreciate it, brother. Chris, is there a dealership in Davao City that you can get the ADV? I don't know. I don't know if I have not seen the ADV 350 here. Somebody was saying it's not available here. I'm not sure. So yeah, I don't know. It's a great question though. Great question, Bill. Samar has more rugged landscape because of the typhoons. Yeah. You know what? I wouldn't mind hitting up Samar. Let's take a look at that real quick. Where's my map at? Here we go. Yeah, I wouldn't mind hitting up Samar. Is it mountainous though? Let's see here. Yeah, I wouldn't mind hitting up Samar. Terrain. Yeah, Billy Ron is just gorgeous, man. I love the riding out there. Yeah, it is a little mountainous. See this area here. Look at this. Look at all that, man. Just epic. And then Bye Bye City down to So Good. I cannot wait to take that route. But yeah. And actually, Cebu, Southern Cebu in particular, doing these crossovers was fun. Yeah. Negros looks to be great. The volcano there. All right, so let's go back to Samar. Where are we at? Hold on, I got lost a little bit. All right, there's Leyte, there's Samar. Yeah, that looks all right. I really like the mountains and the riding there. The flatter areas I don't like as much, but yeah, no, it could be good. Could be good. Yeah, could be good. Your help is priceless. Yeah, no worries, dude. Whatever. I'm trying to help out. I know when I was looking to move here and come out, shout out to Gio, right? Gio and Enrique was actually back in the States. He wasn't doing as much then, but Gio was a big help for me. And these lives, I was watching Gio's lives, man. They were so helpful in moving out here and just the ability to ask questions like you guys, right? As far as what's life like or moving out here or that kind of deal. I agree, man. So yeah, happy to help out however I can. Yeah, there's just better places, right? Much better places, much safer places for us to go to and have a good time. I can't think of a reason why you'd want to go out, right? I mean, if you're looking for that really remote experience where not a lot of foreigners go to General Santos, go to Davao City, go to, so many other places. Heck, go over to Leyte, go to Ormoc. Oh man, Ormoc, I'm telling you, that small big city, I love Ormoc, man. Love it. I really fell in love with that whole region. 3-hour ferry ride from Cebu. I mean, come on, so easy. And then there's not a lot of foreigners there at all. Yeah, there's just better places for us to go than those problem areas where we could have problems, right? Yeah, I was near Osmeña City back. What's up? Okay.
Leia and Blair is in Davao now.
Oh, are they in Davao? All right. Yeah, Davao now. No, nice. I was near Osmeña City back in March visiting my Filipino grandparents. And at the end of the evening, her grandmother had a barangay captain give us a ride back to her hotel just to be on the safe side. Yeah. There's some places that we should avoid, places that, we just, whatever, 7,000 islands. There's a couple areas that aren't really good for us to go check out. And why not go check out the other 6,000 that are, right? That's kind of my thinking of that. And you don't need to go to as far as to say all of Mindanao is unsafe. That's completely untrue. But there are places that are probably best for us to avoid, and those couple of regions are some of them. Well, I mean, we're all caught up in comments. I do have a hard stop at 9:30. It'd be a little bit early. Any other last questions or anything else we want to talk about before we kind of sign off here? Anything you want to say or talk about? No? Anything there for you? Yeah, I think we're pretty good. Yeah, I've been chatting with a young woman from Zimbabwe, but I keep hearing about, well, whatever. I mean, so Yeah, dude, if you're looking to date a girl from there, like I said, my buddy's girlfriend is from there. If you're dating a girl from there, have her come to you. Have her come to you. And that can be a little bit challenging for her too, but have her come out to Cebu City and that kind of deal, or you can meet her in yeah, there's an airport there. She could fly out. Ask her what's an easy town for you to get to. Can she get to Davao City? Can she get to General Santos? Maybe Dipolog City or Daptan up there in the northern regions. Can she get to those? And then maybe meet there would be my suggestion if you're know a girl that's in that area. Have her come out and meet you. Yeah. Yeah, life with Crispy. Nice cat. See you guys in August. Heading to DR for a couple week vacation, man. Enjoy DR. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Bill, you guys, thanks for all the information. Can't wait to hook up when I get over there. Yeah, man, retirement coming soon. Congratulations, brother. All right, guys. Well, I think we'll end it here. Really appreciate everyone being here. Thanks for being on live, and we'll see you on the next one. Ampin. Salamat kayo.